When preparing and editing safety datasheets inside of the Chemius application, the data within the safety datasheet can be entered in four very distinct ways. So if we want to change or modify or add anything to the safety datasheet, we go on the right side to the Edit Safety Datasheet button, and we are then given the option to modify safety datasheet section by section. And there are four different ways of entering data. So the way to enter data for physical and chemical properties within those parameters field I have already shown previously, and it's the same logic for every numerical field. Um, the second way of entering data is by choosing the phrases, and if you want to find text phrases, you are given all sorts of text phrases that are present in the application, together with the number of translations that this specific phrase has been translated to, and we can then search by a keyword. So if we want to find which of relevant identify uses contain the keyword uh, grease in it, we can simply type in grease, and it specifies that previously degreaser grease and cleaner for degreasing surfaces has already been entered, and then we can scroll down through the list and we get the phrases with less and less translations present. So we always get at the top which are the phrases that are most commonly used in the application. So the second way of editing, let's say, phrases or fields are the H&P statements, because majority of the H&P statements have a fixed predefined structure, so they cannot be modified in any way. And in such a case, we simply go to the product list, we find it, let's say we want to add toxicity for the aquatic environment, category 1, we simply find it on the product, on the drop-down list, and then we enter a specific phrase. But if we choose some specific uh, uh, H statements or P statements, which are variable, we can then click on the pencil next to it and modify it freely according to our needs. So in case this product or the specific substance has toxicity for kidneys, we can also select an organ, and such an organ would then get displayed whenever this H statement is listed. The same logic applies for P statements. We simply go to the P statement list. Let's say that we want to add a P statement which is instructing us to wash organs thoroughly after handling, and we can then specify which organ has to be washed, and usually hands are listed. I'm just gonna enter into the English part, and we then get a list of all of the uh, P statements that match our required wording, and then we select the one that we want to choose, which would be wash hands thoroughly after handling, and then all of the corresponding translations for this specific P phrase are already present. We simply click on Save Changes, and the modified P statement gets listed as well. There is then the third way of the entering uh, data, and the last way of entering data is through the tables. So tables are present in the section 8 related to the PNIC and NIL values. They are also present in section 11 and also in section 12. So if you go to section 11, we are then given uh, uh, spreadsheet type table, and we can then enter the data into a specific toxicity table based on what's already present inside of the database. And when you are searching through the tables within our database, you are basically trying to find the corresponding line within our database. So if we say we want to find LD50 value for red, for oral exposure, we are basically just typing in keywords, and then the application filters out this whole database and serves us only the corresponding lines which match our search criteria directly. So if I type in LD50 oral for red, I can also specify milligrams per kilogram, and then the application filters out all of the lines that correspond to our search criteria, and we can enter this specific line that matches our needs, and we can then also enter the value for this specific endpoint. And if we do go to section 12, we are greeted with exactly the same approach for environmental toxicity. We can enter LC50 value for a specific type of fish. We enter the units, milligrams per liter, and we can also enter that it's a subtype of a fish. And then the application will yet again filter out all of the corresponding matching table lines, and we then also enter the value for such a specific endpoint regarding to the toxicity. And the same searching through tables is also applicable for section 14, where the transport information is listed. We simply find or select the corresponding uh, matching uh, line within a table. And in our case, it's, let's say we are looking for paints, and then we select and add the correct line of this ADR table with the corresponding UN number and the description to our safety datasheet. And now, if we go to the preview of this generated safety datasheet in section 11, the entered data will get displayed, and the same thing also happens for the environmental toxicity as well.